welcome to another episode of the Mighty Movie Pod, episode 111, our 111st episode. My name is Ryan.
I am always Josh.
And we're back in your ear holes with another thrilling edition. It's May 2025.
Yeah, our last episode was last year.
Probably August of last year, if I had to guess. But maybe,
July,
even,
August,
maybe even before that.
Something like that. Yeah, it's been a minute, boys, but we're back. And girls. The ladies.
And gals.
Can't forget the ladies.
I mean, YouTube and Spotify analytics tell me that we have a 100% male audience, but we know that's not true.
We do.
So don't rely on those too much.
Yeah.
How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing great.
Big updates around Studio B or whatever the fuck.
I can't remember.
I can't remember where we're at on that.
Studio Josh's dinner table.
Studio Chill Zone.
Yeah,
the CZ.
That's what you call it anyway, dude. It's my house, but it's your chill zone.
There are big updates around here.
Big updates.
Air fryer.
I think I had the air fryer. Did I have the air fryer the last time we recorded?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I got an air fryer. I'm not living in squalor with a microwave anymore.
It's true. I mean,
I was the alchemist of the microwave. But yeah, I think we did bring it up because I think I talked about like trying to do chicken in it and it was coming out.
Maybe
weird.
we might have talked about it. Shit, that's the problem with so much time passing. We may have already talked about it. But there's that. There's
stop looking in my kitchen.
You have a sous vide. Maybe we were talking about the sous vide.
I do have a sous vide.
Maybe it was a sous vide we were talking about.
You can't sous vide pizza.
But he's got an air. No.
I tried.
You tried?
No.
No.
I thought about it.
But yeah, there's less microwaving going on.
Yeah.
Here.
No longer will I be microwaving 2 hot dogs at the same time like some kind of sorcerer.
Just asking for trouble.
Really not, dude. I can't believe you never did
Have
that.
you air fried any hot dogs?
No, actually.
It's great.
Pretty sure. What do you throw it on like broil or something?
I just throw them in there until they look done. Like I do with everything. Whatever the default air fry button does, I just check on it until I think it looks fine.
There's so many options and I'm like, well, do I want this or do I want that? I don't, because there's no instruction manual.
If you're throwing like raw wings, like actual wings, not pre-cooked in there, maybe have some caution, time things, put the temperature correct. But when it comes to frozen shit, reheating something or fucking hot dogs. Just throw them in there until they look good.
Oh, yeah. No, dude. Fucking half the time, if I fucking reheat a pizza, I just throw it into the air fryer at the preheat cycle. Yeah. And by the time it's done, I'm like, that's good.
Hell yeah. Frozen corn.
And then I just hit cancel.
Frozen corn dogs were never my jam until you realize that the air fryer, they come out pretty good.
Frozen corn dogs are still not my jam. And they never will be.
Okay. We won't get into that.
Okay. I mean, you love to shame me on the mic.
Mini corn dogs.
Mini corn dogs. That's what's up, dude.
Yeah.
I'll eat a mini corn dog any time of the week because there's no choking hazard and no splinters.
I mean, the dog itself is a choking hazard.
You're a choking hazard.
But a distinct lack of splinters. Big things going on around here.
Big things, huge things. The biggest things.
Cinema. It's back, baby.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, we're back. Cinema's back. Yeah. Big time blockbusters are so back.
Oh yeah, dude.
We'll get into that.
We're knocking it out right now. Yeah, everybody get excited.
It's happening.
The thing that we've all loved for so long. The one blockbuster thing that anyone cares about. God forbid we watch The Fall Guy.
It's a damn travesty.
It's fucking a shame. I'm still angry at most of you.
It's all your guys' fault.
Yeah. How dare you.
And not whatever weird business practices a lot of these studios are currently
Oh, no. The movie didn't make $1 billion its opening weekend. Quit. Put it on streaming tomorrow.
I guess I should bring up, I'm partially joking, but there are some big releases that have come out and are set to come out this year. However, I guess there is now going to be a 100% tariff put on movies that are released that were not filmed in the United States.
So what, we're just going to film every movie in Atlanta now?
Which we already mostly do, but like we film a lot of things in London.
I was going to say this last movie had a very obvious shot in Malaysia.
Toronto is a big.
Canada's been like a staple for the longest time. I remember my favorite thing. I think it was an episode of X-Files where they had to go to like Victorville or Apple Valley or something. They name drop one of the towns. Barstow, something like that. Yeah. And fucking they go. And it's just Canada.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's not what that looks like. You know?
This English countryside is so beautiful. It looks nothing like the Hollywood Hills.
Right.
Yeah. So
the fog on the moors is so gorgeous.
I haven't done my research, and technically I've only read a couple of headlines and a few comments. But
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
But that seems like that might have some
repercussions,
ill effects.
Yeah,
on an already dying, theater industry.
Yeah.
It's fine. Instead of seeing 3 movies, you only see 1 movie, and it costs $50.
Right.
Don't cry about it.
You go to 1 movie a year. You don't need to see every movie.
You don't need it.
Guy, can you imagine? Like Amazon Prime's price for renting a movie is already $25, dude. It probably jumped to $60.
Josh, it's a capitalist dream. Pay less, pay more, get less.
Get less.
That'll show the commies.
Yeah.
So
fucking fascists.
God damn them. Anyway, we'll see if that stays. It will. Movies.
Moving on.
There's been a couple back to back, and I know it sucks that on our even though it was pre-planned, it sucks that on our return we're talking about the big M, the Marvel, the MCU.
Yeah.
But there's been some back to back releases after a big kind of hiatus there, and one of those
not just ours.
Yeah, and one of those hiatuses was confusing. I talk about it. I think I've talked about it. It's been so long that I believe I talked about it on this here podcast.
We did.
About I got McDonald's Happy Meal toys for fucking Brave New World.
Yeah, well, dude, he was all over like Coke cases and shit. Yeah.
There was a bunch of
Brave New World. I think Chips had a bunch
that came out, and I was like, "What's happening with this movie?"
Well, they postponed it 1,000,000 times because it wasn't good enough, and then
they're pivoting. They're doing this. They're doing that, which I find bullshit.
Yeah.
Because spoiler alert, we'll get into the question, but spoiler alert, this movie should have been canceled.
It should have been.
Captain America, Brave New World. Josh, what do you think?
Terrible movie.
It's the worst one. It has no reason to exist.
It
is
really bad.
Awful.
Well, dude, it's just a collection of scenes you've seen not just in other Captain America movies, but in like Iron Man, Black Widow, Thor. It's got all these like different scenes that they changed a little bit to fit in the Edward Norton Hulk. That's in that. It's got a bunch of that shit going on in it, except it's like the discount bin version of it. It's the Temu to reference. I'm hip with the kids.
Yeah.
Temu's.
But Temu's not going to be around anymore. Well, we may have talked about it another.
Yeah, I think we've said it before. Yeah. Anyway, God, stop. Why you got to talk about my dated jokes when I'm already making a joke about being? Ugh.
We took care of Temu, those bastards.
Those fucking Temus. No, it's just bad, dude. And I knew it wasn't boding well like 10 minutes into the movie. I was like, well,
did we see this together? We did see this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I leaned to you at one point and said, I fucking hate this.
That was about a third of the way halfway through the movie, I think. No, because the halfway point of the movie was the only part that we actually liked.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah.
It was the fucking fight around the Celestial, which didn't matter at all.
No.
We found adamantium. All right, what does that mean? I don't know. We're gonna go now. We must kung fu fight.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody might have it on their bones one day.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh God.
Which
was funny because all they ever talked about was the potential for energy with it, and it could rival vibranium. And I was like, well, it's kind of a. If you read the comics.
Well, they said like we'll have our own vibranium. Fuck you. I almost said Uganda. Fucking.
Fucking Uganda. Jesus, man. Keep your blood diamonds.
Fuck the Black Panther place.
Wakanda.
There we go. Fuck Wakanda. We'll have our own vibranium. They're a recluse fuckhead country. Yeah. We'll have our own, and we gotta make sure us and the Japanese get this shit. Fine.
But the Japanese couldn't have it because America had to have it.
A lot of times I talk about it's going to be my big 100-day victory. I want to say that there were some things there, but definitely not because that movie had been done being filmed for so long.
No, there was no fucking Make America Great Again.
There was nothing. There was more of this in the next film we'll talk about, if anything. It was very slight.
No, but I have thoughts on that.
A lot of times I talk about like this is fucking who gives a shit, and I don't mean like this didn't tie into some bigger thing that I think will be fun. I don't mean that.
No,
this just doesn't develop Captain America, Sam, fucking.
No. He goes through the same journey he went through on the fucking show.
Yeah, it did nothing for the character.
He's like, I'm not good at being Captain America. Oh, but maybe I'm good at being a different Captain America. And then he makes the same realization in this. I saw somebody say that this should have been a season finale of a second season of that show, and I 100% agree with it. It probably would have looked better too because that show looked pretty good, I thought.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I mean when I'm like, this doesn't need to exist. Not because it didn't tie into something else or it didn't do this. Like, this did nothing this was barely a story.
Anthony Mackie / Sam Wilson deserves a better fucking film.
Yeah, agreed.
They should be ashamed of that film.
Few good things. A few. I mean that literally. Like 3 things that I can point out that are pretty good.
I would love to hear all 3.
Isaiah's great. Isaiah's great.
Yeah, Isaiah is awesome.
They did do a good job on the flying action scene around the Celestial.
Okay, go ahead.
And there are caveats. And the third thing, it seems like Harrison Ford actually did try.
Yeah.
But like to what end?
Yeah.
And also fucking Liv Tyler shut up. I don't know. I guess that made me happy, I suppose. If you like the Hulk.
I didn't care about that at all, dude. I was like, oh, of course it's another cameo.
Sure. Sure, but people like cameos. I'm not discounting
yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
People love a cameo.
Bucky was in it as well.
Briefly, yeah. That's when we found out that he was soon to be Senator Bucky.
Yeah, I'm going to be Senator Bucky.
Yes, which I'm like, so we just expunged that whole...
Bucky.
Yeah, I was like, so that whole thing we just forgot about all those war crimes. You know?
Yeah, it's we can get more into that later.
There's literally no explanation on what happened with that.
He's 108 years old, which is prime time to get into politics. That's senator time, baby. 108.
108, you're a young one.
Yeah. I don't know how this podcast got so political so quickly.
Dude, it's on everybody's mind, dude. But yeah, we gotta move up. We're talking about movies here. We're not talking about our fucking pinko commie fucking beliefs.
But that's actually it. Notice I didn't talk about the plot.
No.
Or the character development.
Because the plot doesn't matter in that movie. Like the leaders in it, who cares?
That is. Somebody, and I don't care.
That was the guy.
No, I know, but I don't know who that fucking is.
No, the leader's a cool villain. He's a cool villain. He's just smart. That's it. He got gamma radiation. It made him super smart. And in this, he's probably the stupidest character in the entire run. And I saw Thor: Love and Thunder.
You can only. Love and Thunder gets way too many fucking shots.
You give Love and Thunder too much praise.
I give it shit because no. It deserves shit. It's part of this terrible run that's been going on, right? But it is a step above every other. We're not counting fucking Guardians, by the way. Oh, it's a step above fucking Black Panther 2 and fucking Quantumania and fucking this movie. Love and Thunder is not anywhere near as bad as those. Is it bad? Yes, it's Thor 2 bad. These are fucking Avengers 2 to the worst pile of shits you've ever seen bad.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I'll give Black Panther. Oh, and I hate it, but I'll give Black Panther 2 at least like Avengers 2 level bad. Quantumania, Multiverse of Badness is probably up there with
Multiverse of Badness.
Multiverse of Badness is up there with fucking Avengers 2 probably as well. But I forget about that one. As you know, I don't even know what happened in Doctor Strange 1. And you tell me, and I can't remember for the life of me.
You don't even remember the conversations we've had.
You explain it to me, and I go, that never happened.
We had that debate on mic one time. Wasn't she the villain? No.
That's Mickelson. I'm like, he wasn't even in that movie. Yeah. You're thinking of Rogue One.
Yeah. That's... You literally said that seriously. No.
So, well, at least I'm strong.
Yeah, no, dude, you are sticking to your principles on it. Yeah.
And this is just this is the biggest piece of crap ever. I've never cared less. I didn't
find it as irritating as you did, but like, man, I did not like that fucking movie.
There are moments in like Quantumania where you're like, okay, fucking Scott's doing something cool. Or you've got a little bit of that humor that you want. You got a little bit of like cleverness. Everything Sam has done as Captain America that is cool happened in the fucking show.
Yeah.
Everything
Sam did that was cool happened in the show and the other movies.
Sure, I said as Captain America.
Because you watch him fight in Winter Soldier and you watch him fight in Ant-Man and Civil War, and he just seems like a fucking total, like they just picked him off the street in this movie. Like he sucks. And like, that's what I was going to your point about the aerial combat. They needed to double down on the fact that he's fast, he's quick, he's agile, he moves all the time. He's trying to fight guys. They got him fighting guys like he's Steve. He's not Steve. He wouldn't try to fight like Steve. He'd play to his strengths and backflips, and he should be doing all kinds of agility stuff.
This comes down to bad casting as well, because fucking what is his name? Fucking Esposito.
From the new Falcon.
From Breaking Bad.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah,
I love him. He's a fantastic actor.
But he's not a...
He's not Bucky.
He just is shooting a gun while Sam is also shooting a gun.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna choreograph some great fight between the two of them.
No.
He needs to be more of like a villainous fuck.
Yeah.
Everything about this movie is like they didn't think fucking anything through.
No.
And I mean about the movie. I'm not talking the greater scheme of things. The movie is badly put together.
Yeah.
It sucks shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's boring. It's bad to look at. The characters suck shit.
Except for Isaiah.
Of fucking Isaiah.
Yeah.
I don't like the new Falcon. I don't even remember him in the show. Maybe I'm an asshole.
He showed up briefly. He was his side. He was his man that was like giving him info and stuff like that. He was looking shit up on the satellites.
Yeah,
and shit.
He had you're right. He had like one. He was the man in the chair. He had like one good little bit, but then we were supposed to be like, man, I'm so sad that he's potentially paralyzed.
Oh yeah, no, their partnership, the way they were like Top Gun in it around the Celestial and shit, that was awesome. That's the best part of the fucking movie. It's the only good part of the movie. The rest of that movie, this movie is like I know it went through a lot of rewrites and a lot of reshoots and stuff like that, and you can tell because there's like it's like one of the Transformers movies where they take like 9 different scripts and then form like a Franken movie out of them, because you got the thing going on with the Adamantium and the Celestial, and then you got the Serpent Society, which was not the Serpent Society. And then
it was just Leader fucking around.
Yeah,
right?
Well, yeah, dude. And then you got Leader and Hulk, and it's like somebody wrote a Hulk movie, but they can't make Hulk movies because Paramount won't release the rights, because I think it's still Paramount.
A lot like Ragnarok. Yeah, it's got fucking Hulk shit written into it for some inexplicable reason, but this is way worse than what happened in Ragnarok.
Oh, 100%. No, Ragnarok's awesome. This movie blows. Dude.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten into that. It's fine, but overall, fucking who gives a shit? It made me laugh. That's kind of why I liked it. Fucking Harrison Ford turns into the Red Hulk, and everybody goes, "Oh no, the president's a Hulk," and they shoot at him, and then he decides not to Hulk out because Sam talks to him or something
about
his daughter,
the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, the cherry blossoms and
Betty.
fucking Liv Tyler, and then And then what you saw in the trailers, that was it.
That's it.
Now, if the big spoiler reveal is that he was doing some bullshit to become president, made some deals with a bad dude leader, and he turned him into a Hulk. But that's it. That's the only thing behind that. He just turns into a Hulk.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, he's part of the leader's shitty revenge plot. I remember that.
They set up Isaiah like, oh man, something's going on here. Immediately find out that it was definitely not him. We better figure out what's going on. And then even it seems like the red herring antagonist is like, oh yeah, this doesn't seem right. I'm on your guys' side now. And then they just kind of wander along until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And he turns into a Hulk. And they thought that was a satisfying ending.
That's the worst part is like they tried to Winter Soldier it and introduce, his Falcon and his Natasha, his Black Widow. And like, all they did was kind of wander around and they kind of found something out. And they're like, oh, that's bad. And it wasn't like the big reveals and stuff. They even did like
driving a truck through the woods.
Yep.
You're right. They did like the fucking Winter Soldier driving the truck through the woods. But instead of having Chris fucking Evans and Scarlett Johansson talking, you had fucking Anthony Mackie who does he fucks. And that kid talking about nothing.
Yeah.
It's not even comparable.
No.
I fucking hate this movie.
Yeah, dude. And I'm not saying you're wrong for hating it as much as you do because I don't like it. I just Quantumania. The way you feel about this is how I felt about Quantumania, dude. I
feel broken.
I'm still angry about that.
I feel
movie.
broken recordy because I hate Quantumania.
Yeah,
but I feel like there is at least not having fucking Michael Pena and T.I. and those guys. I know T.I.'s in hot water.
Yeah, T.I.'s a motherfucker.
And fucking whatever. Not having them and the daughter situation, the stepdad and all that shit. That sucks. Such shit. Bill Murray fucking sucks. The fucking plot's stupid. But there were signs of life.
Stature was really cool, and I know everybody else hated him, but I liked MODOK.
MODOK rocks.
I liked MODOK. He was fine.
I'm such a dick.
Look at me. I'm such a dick. You are.
Yeah, there were signs of life there. I've had a similar rant about Black Panther 2, and now here I am fucking ranting again. And I feel bad, and I feel like a fucking broken record, but it's like, this isn't an MCU problem. This is make a fucking good movie problem.
Get a good director, not the guy that directed the shittiest adaptation of Cloverfield,
right.
And I'm sure he's made something good somewhere, but the two things I've seen from him have been absolute trash, dude.
But you have Ryan fucking Coogler and fucking and the same guy who made the other two Ant-Man movies make those other two movies, and they suck shit just as bad.
Well, dude, and this is the problem, dude. This is the problem of every movie that was made during that era. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and then they tried to make something happen. That's like, and it's like the history of Thanos showing up in these. Back in the day, all those mid-credit and end-credit scenes, they didn't mean shit.
They're just for fun.
They threw Nick Fury into Iron Man for funsies. They put Thanos. Joss Whedon put Thanos at the end of Avengers because he liked Thanos, and they were like, "Wait a minute, there's something there." And then they developed the story. Yeah. There was this one. They tried to from word go. They promised that something was leading to something, and nothing led into anything. And then their main villain showed up in a TV show that everybody liked, but nobody cared about Kang. They all cared about Loki.
Sure.
And then fucking.
But if you have nothing,
and then they solved the problem of Kang in the show Loki.
I know. If you have nothing,
fight's over.
If you have nothing going on, it's like, don't pussyfoot around creativity because it might not tie into your greater things. It's like, that's stupid. Let them make a contained story. Sony got away with it. They made a fucking great movie post fucking Endgame. Mm-hmm. It's got some problems, but fucking oh my god, what is the third fucking Spider-Man called?
No Way Home.
Homecoming. No Way Home. No Way Home.
Far from home. Homecoming. No Far From Home. No Home. Oh, yeah. No Way Home.
Yeah, what's the new one fucking called?
Homeschooled.
Is it called Homeschooled?
No, I just made that up, dude.
It might actually be called Homeschool.
Yeah, work from home. Like, who knows?
Because he's got to get his fucking GED. Oh no, it's called. No, it's called.
Did they step away from home finally?
I think they did. Yeah. Fuck. It's called fuck. Anyway, my point being, they had the
He's
fucking
so fired up.
they
He's
had
turning
the
red. He
leeway-
matches his shirt right now,
they had
dude.
the leeway to like make a contained story, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, well, don't go too crazy. Don't add any villains that might not work with the next. Don't do that. Don't do that. We got to make sure.
No, you know what the problem-
Don't
you know
make
what
any
the-
big swings because we're working on the next thing.
Yeah.
And it feels like they finally settled on the
No,
next thing when
you
we
know
get
what?
to this next thing. But like, fuck them.
You know what they really did, dude, is they went the DC route. After they did this, they were like, no, it all ties together eventually, kind of, maybe, you know, it's like they were grasping at straws the whole fucking time, dude. And it's just, they ended up doing what their competition did. And honestly, I think they did it even worse.
Definitely.
You know, than DC did.
Zack Snyder's Justice League is not so bad.
No, it's
compared
dude,
to
honestly,
this run of Marvel
yeah,
films.
well, yeah, dude. Like we said that when we watched it too. We were just like, it's better than the other ones, you know. Fucking with anything else we're watching. It's
Joss Whedon's Justice League. It's debatable.
it's fucking terrible. I don't think he's ever gonna work again, honestly.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think he's in. I don't think he's doing
Because
fucking
he got in
anything.
all that hot water and everything, and then that movie fucking sucks shit.
Yeah,
And
apparently
that-
he's a dickhead and cheating on. Oh, sorry, listener, cheating on his wife and all that shit. Which like that you should. That has nothing to do with working, but apparently he's fucking.
He's a pain in the ass
dick
to
on
work with.
set.
Yeah, he's a huge pain in the ass to work with. Because he has his idea, and that if anything, if there's a mandate, he fucking throws a temper.
You know, I
tantrum.
wrote Barbie into the Toy Story movie, and yeah, I wrote for Toy Story. I made Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Avengers, may have heard of it. That was me. So I don't take notes.
Yeah.
Okay, guy who plays fucking Cyborg. So why don't you go fuck yourself?
Why don't you get the fuck off
Yeah.
my set? Yeah.
Ezra, you stay. You're getting your own movie, son.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You're going places.
Right. Known criminal, we got you, dude. You, random guy that thinks he should be more important because turns out you actually are. Fucking, nah, we're done with you. Fuck you.
Again, that's the end of our Zack Snyder praise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, dude.
He did ruin his movie.
He ruined a lot of movies. But
Anyway.
But no, dude, no. Dude, this movie was just the crown on that king of shit pile that they developed, dude, over these years. Guardians was the single fucking silver lining in all of that, and I knew it would be.
Yeah, it hardly counts. It was a self-contained.
No, yeah, dude. Like you could watch Guardians 1 through 3 and not even worry about what else was going on.
it's
3
a new-
ties into Infinity War.
Sure. 2.
But Endgame,
3?
Infinity War and Endgame, because
right.
she bites it in Infinity War, and then in Endgame, fucking he gets
Right.
her back, and it's not her.
Right. Yeah, shit.
But like honestly, you could just watch those 5 movies and be fine. For Guardians.
Also, let's not forget Black Widow is also part of the post-Endgame.
Black Widow was fine.
Yeah. See, there's different echelons, but whatever. So
All that, yeah. Basically, to sum it all up, we fucking hate that movie. Let's move on to the one that we liked.
and then suddenly they're like, look,
And then there was a sound of thunder.
we're making fucking
That's a
Thunderbolts.
segue.
We're making fucking Thunderbolts. And I went,
All
well,
right.
you know how much I like Taskmaster.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and yeah, we'll get into that.
Spoilers throughout.
Spoilers for Thunderbolts.
Yeah. If you care,
Even though
stop listening.
also Marvel gives you officially 7 days.
Yeah.
And then they don't care to spoil it themselves. Because they're putting out ads because it launches on Thursday technically.
Yeah.
So not even that, like 5 days. They give you like 5 days. And then they don't even care because they're putting out ads with like Thunderbolts asterisk and then fucking crossed out New Avengers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
Did it not do good enough where you're like, fuck it, the funny little title
I'm going to look that up.
isn't working with us? I think it only made like 70
You're fucking lying.
for an opening weekend, which like is great, but you know they spent like $200 million.
Well, yeah,
on
that's
it.
not enough.
Yeah. So We'll see, but
it's still to be determined.
Okay,
but it did top the box office.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sinners is rated R, so makes sense. And I think that was actually.
I think this one's gonna have legs because it doesn't have any real competition in the same vein right now.
Nope. And it's good word of mouth.
Oh yeah, no. This is gonna be a grower, not a shower, dude. Yeah. Fucking and it should be.
Like I like these characters. I like this idea. We got Bucky, we got Taskmaster, we got Yelena. I'm like, this looks fine.
Well, yeah, dude. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, it looks fun. Oh, we're actually gonna do like an actual kind of Suicide Squad with this one. Okay, that's cool. But what I wasn't expecting, honestly, was for the backstories of all these characters that we have spent a lot of time with. Like Yelena's been in everything.
Right. A lot of these shows. She even showed up in Hawkeye.
Yeah, she showed up in Hawkeye. I think that was her last big one was Hawkeye. And like you got John Walker who had a whole show. And so fucking did. And then we've got the one with the most behind him is Bucky, and Ghost probably had the least
besides Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Because she literally was not a character. But.
Yeah. And then you got Red Guardian, of course, as well, dude. But you know, he was in Black Widow.
He's in Black Widow, and he's played by David Harbour. So,
but well, yeah. That's good press right there because everybody loves David Harbour. But like,
did good for a working man.
I think I liked that angle a bit more. Hey,
I just realized we have something else we got to talk about.
Yeah, we got to talk about The Working Man. We watched The Working Man. It sucked, and I love it, but I don't. It was whatever. No, but what I liked about this more so than even James Gunn's Suicide Squad was I knew these characters. They've been around, and I knew how they were received by the public, a lot of these characters. And I feel like they played into that in this movie. And it was, you know, like fucking John Walker sitting there talking about, reading articles about how shitty he is at Captain America and nobody likes him. He's not Steve. And that was going on in real life, you know. I remember that was one of our complaints about people and the show being mad at Wyatt Russell for daring to be a character that was not Captain America.
Was meant to be, yeah. I forgot to ask you, what did you think about Thunderbolts?
It is my favorite. It is, that movie hit me where I lived. Fucking right movie, right time, I guess, dude. But like, I loved this movie, dude.
Whiplash, man.
Yeah.
Whiplash. This fucking movie is a top 5.
Well, dude.
For sure. I can't place it.
Oh, I can't.
I gotta think about it, and I gotta let shit simmer.
I will say that it is definitely my favorite, dude. Yeah, dude. Winter Soldier and Ant-Man are still fucking in my tops, but like I think this might have taken it. Something about it just like connected with me a lot, dude. And like
it had soul.
It had a lot of soul, dude. And like the movie, 15,
felt like a movie.
I told you, yeah. I was just gonna say like 10 to 15 minutes in this, you know, and to reference what we were talking about with Brave New World, like 10 to 15 minutes into that, I was just like, oh no. No, that was bad. 10 to 15 minutes into this, I was like, oh wow, she's really on a skyscraper. Oh, this is shot like a real movie. They made a movie, you know, and they're going to real place. She's fighting in a real hallway, you know, she's fighting and if it's not a real hallway, it fucking looks like one. Not so much of Brave New World looked like they just scrabbled together a set, you know. A lot of this looks like a real location.
It doesn't have the Marvel color grading.
No.
Except for one scene.
Yes.
Where I think it purposefully brightened it up and had that like overly saturated, vivid look.
Yeah.
With the fight. We already said spoilers. With the fight at the top of Avengers Tower. And then instantly that was gone.
Yeah.
But
no, it looked like that on purpose. I think for the nostalgia and the purported heroism of the guy.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna get into him. Chef kiss. Yeah. But no, yeah, it looked a lot more like Winter Soldier, which Winter Soldier looked like a real fucking movie.
Buck that trend as well.
Yeah.
Of that Marvel color grading.
Yeah. No, dude, I loved this movie, dude. And I think the action is pretty good for most of it. Some of it's a little not quite great. But what really for me stands out is the character writing and just the story of the movie. I'm not gonna hold it up as some paragon of telling a story, but it was I was not the trailers are a lie. They are misleading.
They are, yeah.
In a way because it shows you as it's
And
this goofy, wacky. Oh, what are they gonna do next? There's like a serious story in that movie where it's like
it's mostly about depression.
It's mostly about depression. Yeah, dude, and like being
and guilt or in like
guilt and shame and all that stuff. The
trauma,
worst,
like past trauma.
Yeah,
mostly.
dude, and not feeling good enough.
They
you know,
actually
and
scaled back that misleading marketing as well.
Yeah,
because very early on, although they're fucking putting out images still.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna tell you this: Taskmaster is not on the fucking Thunderbolts.
No,
before the team is formed reluctantly. In the movie, Taskmaster gets shot in the fucking face by Ghost.
And that's it. It happened so abruptly that I was like, oh, nah. Nah, like that wasn't her or something. I was like, there's got to be like a clone
I was
or
with
something.
you, but then they burned her body up just to...
Set it home. Everything in that room got burned, dude. Yeah. But like, no, it was just like, wow, no, that's really it, dude. That's like when they were picking her corpse for guns and shit, dude. I was just like, wow, the disrespect, you know?
Yeah, and it was meant to have a little bit of that, like, you know, they don't give a fuck.
No, I know I've talked with you about it. I don't know if I've talked about it on the show, but a lot of this, I wonder. I actually looked up the writers to see if they were on staff for this, but neither of them were. They're both like I think they're like house writers or something for Marvel because one of them has written several Marvel movies or at least been on the writing staff. It reminded me a lot of the first 2 seasons of the show Doom Patrol, which was a wacky, fun time, but also tackled a lot of the same issues that this movie did. And Doom Patrol really resonated with me as well.
I think some of the writers,
really good movie.
Some of the writers and also the director of this worked on the show Beef.
The director, and I think the lady writer worked on Beef with him. Yeah. But yeah, and I've never seen Beef, but I've heard nothing but great things. Yeah. Well, he also did like Paper Towns and a bunch of other things, and Paper Towns was not well received, but I thought it was okay. He worked on what was it? Robot and Sam, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Which I only ever really saw a little bit of, but I was another one that I heard a lot of praise for. It was supposed to be really good. One of Anthony Langella. One of his best. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah, see,
he played Skeletor. He's awesome. He's been trying to get back into that role for forever because I guess he loved being Skeletor so much. He's the best part of that fucking movie. Oh, God. Tell me about the loneliness of good. Is it as bad as the loneliness of evil? I fucking love that guy. Anyway, that movie's terrible, but his depiction of Skeletor is incredible. He's in a totally different movie from everybody else. And like, I'll cut Dolph Lundgren some slack. I'm on a thing right now, but go with me. I'll cut Dolph Lundgren some slack. That was the first movie he ever did where he had to speak full English. So he had to learn to speak English to do it. It's
just cut Acolyte a little bit of slack.
Yeah, dude. Fucking uncanceled, I heard.
Who knows?
Okay, all right. You know what?
We'll talk more about this in a future episode when we're done.
My rage about when we're done watching
Andor.
Yeah, my rage about that is still present. Not Andor, Acolyte. Fucking God forbid we try.
Don't worry. Different. Last of Us Part 2 is getting the fucking is getting the fucking acolyte treatment.
Did they kill Joel?
Oh yeah, that's well over, I believe. And it's just like that's not even the main part.
No, it was funny because you and I were talking about it. You're like, I can't wait to see what people are going to think of season 2 because it's supposed to be the second game. And I was like, do they know what happens?
There's going to be a lot of Bella Ramsey, and people are mad about Bella Ramsey.
Why are people mad at Bella Ramsey?
I don't know, man.
She's a kid.
I know.
Leave her alone. I mean, she's not a kid. I think she's like 20 something.
First it was good casting, but now it's bad casting.
Oh, what, were they supposed to get the voice actress to do it? She's my age.
She's 40 years old.
Yeah. Fucking Jesus.
Bro, nobody can make up their mind about what they're mad about
Whatever,
anymore.
dude. Whatever. Anyway, back to Thunderbolts. I have very few gripes. One of them is not about the movie; it's about everything, and I'm sure that we're going to get to that discussion.
To talk about that. Yeah.
The other one is the one that it's a nitpick, and I know it, and we discussed it the other day when we talked a little bit about the movie. Is Red Guardian? I think he's hilarious. I love David Harbour. He's a great actor. I hate the Hellboy movie, but man, did that guy try? You know, Hop is still one of my favorite characters, even though he was a fucking joke in season 3. I didn't even bother with season 4, and I won't bother with season 5. Don't at me. It's a terrible show.
I also could give a shit.
But no, Hop is still one of my favorite characters. David Harbour's awesome. I even liked him in Working Man, and he's only in a couple scenes, and I was like, yeah, dude, no, he's badass. That's great, you know?
Yeah.
But he's blind. He shoots arrows.
He
sells guns.
He has guns. That's why I call him Gunny.
Yeah.
I don't even think that was his name.
No,
was
I think he was Gunny. He called it. He was Gunny, but I thought that was because he was the gunnery sergeant.
I just thought because he had a lot of guns.
He's Gunny because gun. No, but his relationship with his quote unquote kids has always bothered me because they try to have these emotional beats with him where he's supposed to be, you know, heart to heart with him. He's getting emotional with him. But he's so driven by his own ego and what is going to make him a star again and put him back on top that it's hard to buy it from him. And I know that that's the point.
Okay, I was about to USA agent you right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I know that that's the point of his character, but in this movie, you're watching him have this emotional scene with his daughter, and she's got a real problem. And then all he wants is to get this team together so that he can be a star again. And it's like, you're not doing this for her benefit. You're doing it for you. And it's hard for me to watch him because like you're watching the scene and you're watching her pour her heart out to him. And then he tells her what she wants to hear. And the thing that disappoints me is that she falls for it, you know? And it's like, maybe he was being earnest in this scene. Maybe he was, because he's at a different point in his life that he thought he was going to come back and everything was going to be the shit. But like, it wasn't, you know, and fucking, it's just, he tells her all this stuff. And I'm like, he's done this before, you know, like, and it's just like, he's a liar and a manipulative fuck. And I can't stand him.
See, I remember
it's difficult for me to watch it. Dude.
I remember this scene a little differently.
Oh yeah. No,
where I think she acknowledges that I think she even says like, it's fucking stupid to even be telling him this because like, he's such a fucking idiot. But like, she knows it's all bullshit. She has no one else to talk to. She knows he's a fucking idiot, but like he still matters to her.
Yeah,
and she knows
he's
his
fucking
asshole.
Yeah, I know.
But guess what?
That,
he
dude.
did show up for like he did at least have, and that's what she's like. All right, I guess that was pretty good.
I believe he genuinely loves her.
That was pretty good.
Well, and it's like he even says he's bad at it.
Yeah,
he's bad at being a dad because he's not a real fucking
that's
dad.
pretty good. All right, let's fucking do your stupid Thunderbolts. Let's go.
Yeah, you know, it's hard for me, dude. Where it's just like
sure,
I don't know. I guess
that is the point,
right? That is the point. That is the point, dude. It's just like, no, don't talk to him. Talk to Bucky. You know, talk to anybody other than him.
Don't talk to Bucky.
Talk to Bucky.
I love Bucky, but Bucky is a mess.
I think Bucky's gonna make a fucking effort to be genuine and at least empathize with her, dude, because he's in the same fucking boat.
You saw him talking to his therapist in the fucking show.
He's a different man. He healed. He went and fucking made amends. He's a congressman now. Well, he was.
We're getting sidetracked. One of the things I want to say is I agree with a lot of the things that Josh said. This movie fucks.
One of my gripes we're going to get into later.
Another gripe, a little gripe for the casual viewer. This does rely. I think it doesn't rely.
Not really,
but it's very beneficial to have watched Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You have to know who Valeria is.
Yeah, you kind of got to know. You kind of got to know that.
Yeah.
Black Widow, who gives a shit? Because fucking Taskmaster dies, and also, hey, these two people, I don't know.
Yelena's been around enough. It doesn't matter.
She's been in other shit, right? Yeah. So the best Black Widow.
It's hard to talk to people about this. Not even people that would have like not watched the shows, because there's shit from the movies that they probably like. I praise the movie for this. Is Ghost was such a minute side villain that they only give her like a 10-second reminder of who she is, which I think sucked that they have to remind you who Ghost is, because I really liked Quantum. I really like, you got me.
Almost got
I really liked Ant-Man 2.
What was Ant-Man 2 called?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was just called Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. God, the movie was fucking great.
It's a good one.
Yeah, no, it's a fucking great one. If you haven't seen Ant-Man 2, please watch Ant-Man 2. I said it before, I'm going to say it again.
But
it's
also
a fucking underrated one, and it's a great one because it's a small story that's unrelated to everything else.
That's the thing with fucking Quantumania.
Yeah.
Fucking, are they still gathering up fucking particles in the quantum realm to like power her fucking suit to keep, because she talks about how the suit's keeping her fucking body put together.
Probably.
And I was like, are her and Scott still talking?
Probably Hank's helping her out, or fucking Scott.
Hank, right? He didn't die, right? Nobody died.
Nobody died. Yeah, Hank showed up with an army of ants. It was like, I've been talking to the ants. Oh, you're clearly demented, you know?
All right, let's take a break.
He's getting up there.
He is.
But
his dad actually just passed away like not too long ago.
Guy was like 98 or something.
Years old.
I was gonna say, did he make it to 100?
Almost. I saw him. Catherine Zeta-Jones rolled his corpse up onto the fucking stage at the Oscars one year. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Fucking. But yeah, man, and Ghost was a great character, dude, and I was glad to see her be in this and do some cool shit. I kind of forgot where I was going. I was ranting so much. Fucking.
Sorry, I had to take a break.
Yeah, no worries.
We could get into the villains of the story.
We'll get into the villains, and then we'll address the rest of it.
Yes,
but Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
I have never liked Sentinel in the comics. I liked his miniseries because it was interesting and it was a fun one-off. Everyone aside from the guy that created him, I'm guessing, fucking doesn't know how to write him, and they bring him out like Doctor Strange in the comics, where he's the Deus Ex Machina and he's gonna punch the thing into the sun or whatever.
You're right.
I have always enjoyed the idea that it's kind of a Adam Warlock / Bruce Banner Hulk kind of thing, where he's his own worst villain. And I really, really, really enjoyed the way that they worked him into this. He was a motherfucker. Yeah,
just like I was talking about in Brave New World with fucking the dude from fucking Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is great as that type of villain, right?
She's so good. She's evil Tony Stark.
Fuck. Yeah.
She's evil Tony Stark. She's just patting herself on the back the whole time, just being a fucking arrogant bitch the whole time.
Fucking pivots and just next awful idea. Fucking manipulative,
yeah, dude. Oh my god,
just so good.
Everything she does is terrible. It's the fact that she's just like,
they set her up for so long too. It's like a good little payoff in this,
right?
one.
You know, and it was funny because I was like, well, I mean, Valeria was kind of a good guy for a while there. Then she went to Hydra. She kind of forgot who she was, got wrapped up into being Madam Viper and leading Hydra. Then she was on AIM for a bit because she was like a SHIELD undercover agent and everything. And then fucking, I don't even know what the fuck's going on with her now. But the way they did her in this, where she's just a fucking corporate sleazebag that moved into politics, I was just like, oh, appropriate, you know? Fucking timely. Fucking, she's so great. She's just despicable.
Just like wow, that's great. Like fucking like, and then it's like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Fucking,
we can pivot.
Are you kidding me? This guy's fucking out of his gourd. Like there were test subjects what for testing on.
Right. She's like, yeah, we did this before on Steve Rogers and it worked because he was Steve Rogers. He's not Steve Rogers.
Yeah, he's not Steve Rogers. You see if it works on the meth head. And then also, like, it's kind of crazy. They were just like, he does meth.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was a meth addict.
No,
I was like, that's kind of crazy for them to say.
For a Disney Marvel movie. Yeah. No, dude, it's just, he just straight up said it. And they were just like, oh, talking about their high school years and their teen time, being a kid. And he's like, oh, meth addict, work at the chicken shack.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, what? Back it up. Back it up.
It's like, yeah, it worked.
Oh God,
and
when they go into that room with him in the chicken costume, just beating the shit out of him with that. I was on meth. Yeah, that shit was great. No, I loved that too. How they don't. Because I thought when he's doing his shadow thing, like it was like a Infinity War kind of thing where they just go into like they just cease to be. But they're not dead. They're just not there. I didn't know that he was pulling them into their worst memories, and their deepest, darkest secrets and shames. And then when you go through, and it's all connected by rooms. Like this shit got metaphysical. This shit reminded me of, and I'm gonna be a comic nerd here, of a Rick Remender book where it's an incredible comic adventure. But it's got like a lot of mental health references and stuff in it. And it's got like
Psychonauts.
Yeah, Psychonauts. Yeah, yes. Oh my God, I didn't put that together until right now.
I was thinking Psychonauts.
It's got that because he's like a psychic based kind of thing in this. And that was awesome. And like it had humor. Dude, I got to talk about the humor too.
Yes. I was going to talk about the filmmaking of bringing him in. It's a very good setup.
Oh,
where something's off and a few things start happening.
And he lets you know that something's off the whole time. He's like, it's better if I stay here. Yeah. It's better if I turn myself in. Everybody will be better off if I'm not around, because he knows, but nobody else gets it. Like, nah, Bob, we're not leaving you here, and it's great, but
also it was a good back and forth with Walker and him.
Oh,
it helped set up Walker as
just an asshole.
He's a good guy, but he's a fucking dumbass and an asshole.
Yeah, but like Rick Remender's writing is a lot of this. Like read Fear Agent, read Uncanny X-Force, read Low. Even Low is when he tried to get Low is when Rick got into therapy and he's trying to be a more positive person. So he's trying to put a positive spin on his books because normally they're a little bleak. But yeah, dude, it felt like a comic book to me, dude. And that's one thing that I'm hopeful
characters
for.
And concepts.
Yeah, characters, concepts that like, while they're not, like I said earlier, I'm not going to act like they're like this shining example of discussing the media, the topic that they're doing.
Mental health. Yeah.
They addressed something that like these movies don't tackle, and they fully tackled it. I felt like they put a good effort in on it.
Purpose, loneliness, isolation,
shame, guilt, depression, all that shit, dude. It was handled really well for the media.
Yeah, for the medium.
For a blockbuster comic book movie, I felt like they put a good effort forth, and I was not expecting to feel attached in that way to the characters and the narrative of this movie. It was incredible, especially from the point of view of Yelena and Bob. Honestly, Bob really gets you.
That
dude.
Lewis Pullman kind of steals the show.
Dude, I can't believe I fucking missed that, dude. Thank you, by the way.
It was fun when he was full century and they
dyed his hair blonde.
I was
Bill
just
Pullman.
like, there's fucking Bill Pullman.
Yeah, that was super funny, dude. And now I think about it, I was like, oh yeah.
Fucking Independence Day 3, let's go.
Right.
Prequel.
So it's just going to be the first movie again?
Remake Independence Day with Jaden Smith and Lewis Pullman.
ID4.
Well, Jaden Smith was already in. Whatever. We'll figure that out.
That was him, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
No, probably not.
No, he was too old.
Definitely would have been.
His first movie was...
that was the kid from Little Rascals, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, that was... his first movie was the fucking super depressing one where Will Smith can't get a job.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think. He might have been a baby in another movie with him.
fuck, what was the name of that movie? Yeah, whatever. Homeless to Wall Street millionaire.
Yeah, we'll go with that. No, I really wasn't expecting to attach myself to this as much as I did, but I really got into the whole angle of them being like, and that's the thing that I'm talking about with them like playing off the meta, and like, because they are losers. Like nobody liked most of these people, and like except for Bucky, everybody loves Bucky, and it's just. Yelena and Red Guardian are divided. Together, Ghost was completely forgotten. Everyone hates John Walker, and except for the people that got the point of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Which he was my favorite part of that.
He was great.
Very close to being my favorite part of this.
Yes. Bob is probably my favorite. Yeah, I love Sentry.
Whoever thought of putting all these characters together, it's just so good, dude. It's so good. I found myself...
It worked.
Much like when I was watching The Batman, I was kind of like in disbelief that I was like enjoying it or that it was so good.
About halfway through the movie, I was doing the same thing where I was like, is this awesome?
This is fuck? Or am I crazy? Like, is this fucking the Bat? Well, we'll see what they... Holy shit, this continues to fuck.
Yeah.
I'm getting the shit fucked out of me right now.
God, Jesus. Thunderbolts is fucking my butt.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I just it just finds all those themes so well, and the characters are not stupid and shallow.
No.
And fucking worthless.
No. And I like that it has a bit of that Marvel humor to it, but not everyone in the cast is the quippiest person ever made. Like Yelena has a very dry, you don't know if she's making fun of you or not. John Walker has his own jokes, but they're all bully jokes. He's just an asshole. And then one of my favorite parts in the movie with him is when Ghost and Yelena are just mean girling him in the fucking back of the car. Well, like, do you like the hat? It's not a hat. It's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's kind of
that was so good. Yeah,
I've got a. Oh, that's a very
helm?
big gun.
Yeah,
that's a very big gun. It might be too big. Like you think it's too big? Like maybe like I think it's okay. And they're just like, And they're like, do you like the hat? Well, that's all that matters. And I was like, oh, these catty bitches. But dude, they were great, dude. And then Ghost has her own, like, she has like a superiority. Like, she's better than all of them. They all have, and then fucking Red Guardian's just a ridiculous human being. And then Bucky just seems tired.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Like, all his jokes are like, all right, fucking, he just seems,
on the phone. They're explaining everything. He's like, whatever. Say it to Congress.
Yeah.
And then they just get a phone call, Bob, and they're like, fucking Bob, we told you.
We told you. Yeah. There's just, Bob. No, dude. They were.
Also, Red Guardian's probably my favorite part with him in there is when fucking he's like, everybody. It was a great part when fucking Bucky finally shows up.
Oh, God.
And there's like, fuck yeah. And then he's like, the Winter Soldier. It's just so fucking bummed. He's talking to him and like, what serum did they give you? He's like, I don't know, Germany, Hydra. And he's like, similar,
Hydra.
But Russia.
Similar, but Russian.
To be fair, the team, one little thing, the new Avengers, a little bit of a stretch. 3 of them are just Captain America.
3 of them
rejects.
are just super soldiers. Yeah. And then the only other one with powers that can use them is Ghost. And then Yelena's just a
It's just Black Widow.
spot.
Yeah, it's just Black Widow.
Yeah, she's just Black Widow. And I'm gonna say this. They developed her. We watched her have a storyline and a backstory and everything, and I feel like that gives her like, and I'm not saying that I didn't like Black Widow because I loved her in Winter Soldier. I loved her in Infinity War and Endgame.
Okay, I was gonna say Winter Soldier and Endgame was basically the only thing they ever did with her.
Right? Yeah, and then they tried in Black Widow, but it was the movie was fine. Honestly, in that one, Red Guardian and Yelena were probably the standouts.
Yeah. Rachel Weisz was in that.
Rachel Weisz was in that.
I thought she was going to be Taskmaster.
At a certain point in the movie, I was like, I think he might be right.
Yeah, we could rewind the clock here, go listen to that episode. But I before that episode, even I was like, it's going to be a girl. Taskmaster's going to be a girl. I don't trust Rachel Weisz. I was wrong about that, but it was a girl.
So. Yeah. No, I think it would have been better if it had ended up being her.
Probably.
But no, dude, like we got to see her grow and fall apart and everything. Like in Hawkeye, she was a very refreshing piece in that. Just her rage at Clint and wanting revenge for her sister's death and everything. Like that added a lot to her character, man. And then like you don't remember that, do you?
No, I'm just realizing now. I was like, oh shit, I did watch Hawkeye, and
we watched Hawkeye.
And
together.
Where the fuck is
Hope?
No, not Hope.
Oh, Kate.
Fucking no, fucking
Jeremy Renner.
Shut up.
No.
Where's the new Hawkeye? Where's the fuck is she at?
Kate.
Kate.
Yeah,
What's her fucking full name?
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. There we go. Where the fuck is Kate Bishop?
Oh, we'll never see her again.
Why?
We will never see her again.
Because she's Gwen Stacy? Who gives a shit? That hasn't stopped anybody.
I always forget she looks like Emma Stone, but is Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah. Because I'm like, is she going to be part of fucking Sam's Avengers? Is that what's going to happen?
Probably. Yeah. Oh, dude, I thought that was super funny at the end. We're like, he's suing us.
Yeah.
You know, he's suing us.
The government says we're the Avengers. Well, he disagrees.
He says we're not allowed to use the name. And I was just like, what the fuck? You know, like
that was for a laugh. That's what I liked about this end credit scene is like they were both just for a laugh.
Yeah.
And then
God, him with the Wheaties box was so, and the lady, he's trying to, he's like,
just puts it down.
Just mugging for her, and she's like, You know? Also, dude, the man shaved. Good for him, dude. Now he's got the David Harbour handlebar, you know?
Yeah. And then they're like, but guess what? Fucking Fantastic Four's coming out. And you're like, cool. Yeah. I always knew they weren't part of this universe because that's not what it looked like.
No,
it was Howard Stark fucking talking about arc reactors.
Yeah, it's a retro sci-fi world that they're coming from. Like I feel like it's modern day, but it's all still the same. It's like a Fallout kind of thing where it's like, you know, the newer games where it's all still the 50s, but it's like 2054 or whatever. You know. No, man, I like the idea that. Because the New Avengers was a book.
Yeah,
there was the Avengers, the New Avengers, and then eventually the Mighty Avengers. And the Mighty Avengers was written by Al Ewing, and I fucking love that book. But yeah, that team. Oh man, I love me some. That's the other thing about this is these are B-list characters, and I have always loved B-lister character books. Like I loved Uncanny X Factor, where they were all like a Gambit. That was like the first book he'd been in years, you know. Polaris Warlock was there. The Guardians of the Galaxy started off as Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning and all of them literally said, give us all the characters no one wants. When Chris Claremont took over the X-Men, it was the same thing. He took a book that had been canceled because they canceled X-Men back in the day. And he was like, no, just give me whatever. And that's what he did. And he created the universe that we all know and love. I love B-list character books. Next Wave, which was a joke book, kind of. It was a comedy comic book, but
the funnies.
It was all just like D-list characters. I love those, and I love that like all they really have now is B-list characters. And somebody was like, no, how about we put an effort forth?
Well, there's something to be said. They did an amazing job. Leading up to Infinity War, right?
Yes.
And then at that point, you need some big brains and the big brass to come out to figure this shit out.
Well,
there's something to be said about like getting a group together that isn't a super genius and a fucking Boy Scout to figure
or a god
or a god.
Yeah.
To figure out moral dilemmas and also have like the best plan. Like I just figured out time travel. Fuck it. Right.
Yeah.
So like, it's nice to take a step back.
No,
because they were more focused on how do we make it bigger.
Yeah.
And this is like a nice little step back.
Yes. And that's what I wanted to get into. If you want to get into it right now,
I'm ready. I've been aching. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the movie, but go fucking see it.
Yeah. Just go see it.
Go fucking see it. You'll understand what we're talking about. Characters, fucking emotion, action, cleverness.
Yes. well filmed.
Yes, it looks good. It's a fun time.
Competently paced.
You might even feel something.
You know what made me laugh the loudest? It wasn't the jokes. It was just after the fight, and he's like, "I don't have time for you."
Yeah.
And then, like, why would I kill him?
Why the fuck would
I'm
I even bother
already
with them?
better than they are, dude. They can't do anything to me. What are they to a god? And then he
All
has his whole fucking he's nuts
Yeah,
part.
wait for the
But
press to get here and then go finish him off. And he's like, "Fuck you! Why would
Yeah.
I do that?"
Yeah, no,
Also,
dude.
you made me dye the hair. You weren't really listening to me. It wasn't about that.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, yeah, this is already going bad, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, dude. But my favorite part of that was they just go down the elevator and go through the lobby.
And then stand out
then
on a
just
street.
stand in
And
front
nobody
of the
even
building.
cares that
no
they're
one
there.
Yeah, like they crashed a truck through the window and they were like, shit, and just
Damn.
kept going. And they had this big dust up. And then he's like, be gone. You know, you can leave now. And then they do. They just go downstairs and they're like, well, that was embarrassing. You know, and it's like, yeah, no, that's kind of funny how that goes. No, it's like, at first part, I was kind of like, well, is this how it ends? And I was like, oh yeah, that's just how it is.
Just how it
and
is.
I just laughed.
Yeah. Also, that bit, fucking, I'm pumped for the new Superman, but also that little bit with Sentry, I was like, this is some good shit. Fucking him throwing a guy and then just fucking, super speeding and catching him and throwing him the other way.
Yeah, dude, when he throws Red Guardian out, then telekinetically grabs him and throws him into another wall.
There was a time
I thought that was it for him because I 100% thought Red Guardian was going to die in this movie.
I would have bet on that as well.
Yeah, it's just I was like, well, there he goes, because he goes flying out the window and he's like, oh, I'm not done, and he just throws him back into the wall.
There was a time where he punched, I think it was Walker. He like punched him and then like got behind him and then punched him.
Threw him into the ground. He grabs him by the head and throws him into the ground. Yeah,
it's fucking.
He uppercuts him in the air,
and then jumps behind him and then pushes him back in the air. It looked so good. They like fucking blew the budget of CGI shit on that scene, and it looks amazing.
Well, and it was just great to watch all four of them give their all on this guy, and it doesn't matter. Like, they even do the big scene, Bucky fucking takes the jacket off and is like, oh shit, my boy, he's got the fucking close quarters shit, you're fucked. And he goes just boom, boom, boom. It did boom, just knocks him into the wall, and that's it for he's hitting him. They're not doing anything. He doesn't even look annoyed, he's just like, it was like somebody trying to fight Dr. Manhattan in The Watchmen. Like, it was insane. I fucking loved it.
And it was nice without like the Snyder fucking shit vision over it. It was just kind of like, it was like and like I said, that was one of the ones where they color graded a lot like a Marvel film of previous Marvel films. And I was just like, this is great. This is great. You're like, here you watch these guys and you're rooting for them, and it's like, here's a literal Superman-esque god character.
Yeah, here's someone it's her in the elevator shaft. What? No one can fly?
Yeah.
We just all punch and shoot, and it's like, yeah, pretty much, And then,
I was impressed by Walker, how far he jumped.
Dude, I was like, damn, he got up there, dude. Because it took him a while to fall. But no, dude, this is the movie that they should have been building toward.
Probably.
Honestly. Because, like, I said it when we talked about...
kind of were, but they didn't know it.
No, yeah, but, like, the thing is, like, everything has been such a mess. We don't know the state of the world. We talked about this when I talked about Falcon and Winter Soldier, dude, where I was like, they need to double down on this because Falcon and Winter Soldier does a lot of good world building in it. Say what you want about the Mask Smashers and the Cape Smashers, or whatever they were. I can't remember the name of them. But, like, it told you what was going on, that like a lot of shit was fucked because of the power vacuum and everything, and like countries were scrambling to grab like Chitauri tech, and then they touch on it in Brave New World with the Celestial and the Adamantium. That should have been the main plot, and that all should have culminated in this, where they're trying to create a superhero to protect the world, because the Avengers aren't coming. The Avengers don't exist. And the ones that were Avengers don't really seem to give a shit. They're too busy doing dumb shit. And then, it's just, I feel like there was a way to build to Thunderbolts and this scene, because much in the way that they did with Avengers, where they had Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America and all that. I did that the first two out of order.
Sorry, I was about to say the only Avenger that's not wrapped up in space nonsense would be Hulk, but I forgot
Hawkeye.
But no, but I forgot. Well,
yeah.
But I forgot.
Jeremy Renner's never going to be in another movie like that.
I forgot I guess there's a whole thing with that. So, but I forgot that in was it at the end of She-Hulk that Banner got fucking sent. Banner's in fucking space too.
Banner came back from space and he's got his kid with him.
That's right. Oh, that was Love and Thunder, right?
Yeah, because what? Yeah.
I can't keep this shit straight, but yeah, like.
Because they were going to do World War Hulk. That was on their thing.
Yeah, that's the only one where I'm like, it makes sense that the fucking Avengers aren't around because everybody else is like on a galactic scale.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but what's Hulk doing?
Yeah.
And like when it comes to Hawkeye, like, okay, we got a guy with a fucking bow. Who cares?
But he would have fit well with the team, is my only
Sure.
Because he's the guy with the bow, you know? And, so many of them are just guys.
And I just hate fucking that Captain America movie so much. I'm just like, don't even bother.
Yeah, no. But like, I'm just saying that like the adamantium crisis with the Celestial should have been a building thing. Like so much of this does it because like, you got Far From Home, but he just goes on a field trip. Like nothing's wrong. Like the world hasn't changed at all. And I guess if you're a kid, it seems like that, but it's like she brings it up in this movie. There are literal like warlords out there and stuff. And fucking Sharon's still out there. Not Sharon. Is it Sharon?
Yeah, Sharon.
Her kid.
Yeah.
Her grandkid.
Yeah.
Is out there. Carter. The other Carter.
Carter.
I can't think of her fucking name right now. But she's out there
again. I don't know. Zemo's out there doing shit, right?
Zemo's out there doing shit. Yeah, dude. Like fuck yeah. Because Zemo got free, or did the Wakandans actually take him back? I can't remember how that ended.
I think Zemo's still out there.
I hope so. Because Zemo was great. But like, Zemo should have showed up again. Zemo should have been the fucking villain in the Captain America movie. But
probably.
But
they were chill with him, right?
Or her.
Oh, he's out of line.
Or her, because we found out she's the power broker. And like that's what we need more of is like we need smaller scale. We needed smaller scale villains dealing with the status of the world, and then you get them trying to solve a problem that doesn't really exist right now. And it's
I'll have to bring up old clips because what's happening right now is we loved Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And then we're like, they should do more of this. And then they fucked off and made all these other terrible movies.
Yeah.
And then they were like, let's do more of that. And then they made a follow-up to that show, and it's this fucking movie.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, that's what I'm saying, dude, is it all should have been slowly adding up to this in some way, shape, or form, where we're getting the status of the world, and we don't really we get a little shade thrown at Doctor Strange. We get a little shit in No Way Home, a little bit, but that was mainly just Peter fucking with reality. Peter and Strange fucking with reality. Shang-Chi has nothing to do with anything. Like he's just a dude living in New York, and then his dad's a fucking kung fu wizard. And I'm not throwing anything on that. And then Thor is its own thing, and Guardians is its own thing.
Yeah.
Black Widow had nothing to do with it because it took place before fucking right before Infinity War. It's just a damn shame, dude, because like this movie does great as a standalone. And the thing that makes me the most sad about it is there will be a sequel, and it won't be as good as this. Because they're going to sequelify it. And I know that because, like, if you fucking prove me wrong, look at the last 6 years.
They'll be back in Secret War or before Secret War.
Oh, God.
So let's get into it. I think we started, but let's get into it. You watch it and you go, wow, baby, they're back. But they're not.
They're not.
They finally made good on the good shit they were doing years ago.
Yeah.
And made this fucking movie. Yes, this leads into fucking Fantastic Four.
Sort of, yeah.
It has a stinger. It has a stinger for Fantastic Four. So they've set up a team. We know Captain America, Sam, is putting a team together, and fucking the Fantastic Four are going to be here. Leader said the others are coming. So we know that Doom and some sort of extra dimensional threat is coming.
Yeah.
Right? And they're going to bring in all this multiverse nonsense. And it's like you watch this movie and you go, oh shit, dude, they made a good one. And now they're fucking have a real idea of where it's going. But I don't give a fuck.
No.
Who gives a shit?
No.
If anything, I care about what they do after this fucking movie.
Yeah.
If they do anything with these characters, but who knows what they're going to fuck up with Doom.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
no, the future does not look bright.
If Fantastic Four is good, I look forward to doing the Doom thing. The problem is they're going to fuck up what they did here because there's going to be it's going to be the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
So they have historically been good, especially like with the Guardians and stuff, of keeping the characters feeling how they should.
Yeah.
That's good, but I'm like, bro, Robert Downey Jr. and you're bringing back fucking Patrick Stewart
Ian
and all
McKellen
the Fox people. And it's like, yeah, that was cool in Deadpool because it was like a nice little send-off.
Yeah.
Did we ever talk about fucking Deadpool?
I don't remember.
I don't think we did. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, we did because
Okay.
like I gave my opinion about it being it needing to be the last one.
Sure. So it's like, yeah, that was cool and whatever. And we did Multiverse of Badness and fucking
You've never called it that before, and it makes me laugh.
we get it. You know what I mean? And and I'm not opposed to it. They did it in Spider-Man. They've done it in fucking several Spider-Mans now at this point. So I'm not against it, but it seems like you're finding a it's not novel, but like a new way forward.
Yeah.
And you're going to immediately ruin it.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we need to keep going with this and just work with the world that is. I don't fucking care about the multiverse. I already been down that road. It was
maybe Fantastic Four super fucks. And we care about their world.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
That's fucking
Galactus fucked it up, and now we gotta fix it.
I would much rather see like them show up now.
It's pretty comic-y.
I'd rather see them. It is very comic-y, but like I'd much rather see them show up in the world that we got in this movie, and Reed's the new super genius. Because we've already technically got a new Hulk with Sentry.
Hear me out. Now I'm turning into an optimist all of a sudden because I was right here with you where I don't give a fuck and this all sucks. They made one good movie and it's not we're back, baby. It's more like thank God I saw a movie that I enjoyed. But hang on, maybe that is what they do. Maybe it's they come here out of desperation and it don't work out.
I think they're going to come here to warn them about Galactus.
And it don't work out. And maybe in this golden timeline that they fucking made up in Deadpool, maybe they all find their fucking home here as other worlds.
That was in Loki, not
what I didn't fucking watch Loki. Okay, shut up.
Don't take that fucking tone with me.
I don't care. They brought it up. Loki and Deadpool overlap. I don't give a fuck.
They do.
So
fucking asshole, man.
I hate when people talk about Loki. I don't fucking care. And I know I've been talking about another Disney Plus show as if it was the greatest thing ever. But fuck you. I don't care about Loki.
Okay.
Fuck you.
All right.
I don't care.
All right. Calm down.
And maybe they do just all start over here. Because how do we do the X-Men?
That's not what's going to happen.
Because how do we do the X-Men? Because we have adamantium. They don't bring up adamantium without fucking having Wolverine involved.
Really? Are you sure, dude? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Are you sure?
And how Marvel fucking writes things? Yeah, I'm sure. Why even bring up the adamantium if we're not going to have Wolverine with adamantium claws? Why even bother?
Well,
what else does that mean?
Did Hugh Jackman have a chair?
He did. No. He didn't, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to recast him.
I feel like
No.
I feel like yeah, okay,
the chair. I could give a shit about the goddamn chairs. Who cares about the damn chairs?
I'm just trying to remember who was on the chairs and who wasn't at this point because
a lot of the Thunderbolts were there.
Yeah.
I think most of them.
All of them were there.
Except for Taskmaster. Who wasn't on the fucking Thunderbolts. And no, I don't believe so. But why bring up the adamantium if not to bring in the X-Men to this universe?
I get that,
the golden
Ryan.
timeline.
I get that, Ryan, and I know that Beast had a fucking cameo in one
Beast,
of them,
yeah.
but it wasn't. It was Kelsey Grammer, but it wasn't Beast.
Right. As we're talking, we forgot about The Marvels, one that neither of us has seen.
Well, that was where we were with all this shit. Like, I've talked to a lot of people that haven't watched fucking Marvels, dude.
Yeah.
Which apparently it's either good or it's the fucking terrible film. So I don't
What's
know.
funny is to think about how many movies actually have come out in this cursed fucking post Endgame world. That like it's like, oh yeah, and this one, oh yeah, and this one. It's like they're either forgettable or terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
No,
yeah.
but I'm with you. I don't give a shit. This shouldn't be reason to be excited
No.
to go see Fantastic Four. Either you think Fantastic Four looks good, which I think hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
But I still think fucking this Doom shit is cursed and desperate. Do I trust the Russo brothers? Yeah.
Sort of.
With characters. Do I trust that they had any sort of creative insight? Or is this a hodgepodge of nonsense that hopefully they can make come together? I said the same thing about Infinity War. I will say that. I made jokes. I made a very funny Infinity War joke.
I wrote it down in my diary.
About, oh wow, every character is going to have 3 seconds of screen time. And my favorite character, the girl from Black Panther. Can't wait to see her, and I was wrong. But I think it's naive and fucking stupid to watch one good movie, think Fantastic Four looks all right,
because
and then
be
be like, the MCU is so back, brother.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
But
if we're theory crafting, maybe they have something going on.
But
they'll do the worst thing. They will always
take the worst. Yeah. No, dude, they're gonna immediately shit the bed. I mean, for me, everybody else will probably, oh man, this is and I'm just like,
maybe.
I have zero interest in Doomsday, dude. I don't. The fact that it just seems so desperate to me. Where there's like, look, we got the directors you liked and all the actors that you've ever liked in a Marvel movie are all here. Was it all canon? No, but it is now.
Like you said, DC-esque, an unearned, and now here they all are.
Yeah.
Thing. It's like, it sucks, right? Now, can they pull it off? Probably not.
Which was my last gripe about this movie, is that it is over. It's over.
Yeah.
Because now we're going to go into their Band-Aid mode that they fucking didn't give anything time to breathe with.
We won't see these people until post big world destroying Doom fucking movie.
That's how Doomsday Part 1 opens up, dude. Doomsday, the Revengeing, the Revengers, or something stupid like that. Oh, God damn it, dude. Fucking.
They're not the Avengers, right? Or they're not the Revengers.
Yeah. We're not the
Revengers. Pre-Vengers?
We're the Avengers, right? Fucking, I do like that little rant he goes on in Endgame. That was really good. I felt how angry he was at that. That was good. But yeah, dude, like we're not gonna get another fucking them and Sam like duking it out over who's who. I did like that fucking when she's like, I guess he's making his own team, and fucking I think it was Walker was like, with who?
With who indeed. We'll see. I don't know. I hope Fantastic Four is good because
I hope it is too.
I'm interested in it. But then the setup, we're clearly going towards this Doomsday thing, which is a hodgepodge of nonsense and a whole look at this smashing fucking action figures together.
Yeah, it's a bad move.
I don't want to be a fuddy-duddy, but I also don't want to be a fucking sap who's like, wow, I really like this. Clearly, I'm going to like the direction going forward. Right. It's more like, wow, you guys fucked up for years and made a good one, and all is forgiven, and this new one looks stupid? No, I'm not a sucker. And neither should you be, listener.
Mm.
Right? Are we on the
The
same
more
page?
you know.
Are we on the same page there, Josh?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, dude. I'm right there
I was
with
trying
you.
to be an optimist and like think of ways to make it work, and then you reminded me of like, oh yeah, that's right. Every single person from every universe ever is going to be in it. And I was like, that's so unearned and shitty.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I want to have faith because the Russo brothers have done right. But the fact that they had to go back, this whole thing is like nostalgia for movies that haven't been over long enough for you to have earned that nostalgia.
Let's not forget the Robert Downey Jr. fucking angle to that as well, right?
Like, well, because he's not going to be Doom. He'll be Tony Stark from another universe.
Evil Tony
he'll be
Stark.
Evil Tony. And, I've seen the comments online, actually, Doom possessed Tom's body. Yeah, they're not going to do that. It's not going to be Victor Von Doom. It'll be Tony Stark because Tony Stark is going to put butts in seats. Not just Robert Downey Jr. playing another guy. It's Tony Stark. It's Tony Stark.
I agree.
If you believe anything other than that, you are a sap.
I agree.
But like, it's just... I saw that and I was like, oh, and it almost made me not want to watch this because I don't want to partake in this anymore if you're just going to keep putting Band-Aids on shit. And then this comes out and I'm like, this is what they should have been doing the whole fucking time. And it kind of, I'm a comic nerd for a second here. It kind of goes back to the original Avengers, which were like Iron Man, Thor, Ant-Man, Wasp, if I remember right. This is before they found Cap. And if I remember right, their first thing was to get the Hulk, was to put the Hulk down, to stop the Hulk from rampaging. And they kind of mirror that with Sentry. And it was people outclassed by something that they didn't quite understand, And you get a bit of that with, and that was another story. I can't remember if that was the second storyline or not, where Loki was up to no good. So they had to stop Loki, which is what the first Avengers movie was. Yeah. And then you get this one, where they're dealing with something that none of them can handle, and they end up to watch the movie. Yeah. I won't tell you the resolution.
You talked a bit about going into the void.
Yeah, yes. You go into the void, and that's where the movie gets really interesting.
They win with
the power of friendship.
Whatever.
It's better than that.
Yes. If you want to see, they blew up the aliens with fucking Beastie Boys.
Yeah, right.
If you want to be a fucking jerk about it, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like, this bucks a lot of those trends where there's no big laser, there's no big laser. There's no the evil version of so and so.
It's one half of like Manhattan.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just slowly taking over Manhattan with sadness. It sounds so stupid, like a Care Bear episode. It's so much better than that. You have to watch it, but it goes against against a lot of what we've come to expect from Marvel movies, while still kind of maintaining status quo for Marvel movies. Take from that what you will, whether you're over the Marvel stick or not, dude. But I thought that this was one of the better versions of their movies. It's one of the ones that solves their constant villain problem where they're just kind of lame. You get Thor, or you get Loki and Thanos, and
it solved a bit of the Shield problem as well.
Yeah,
where it's like they're actually just bringing in like fucking, here's a corporation, here's a government official.
Yeah,
that's fucking overlooking this sort of thing.
Yeah, well, and she even straight up says we need a shield. So I imagine that shield will come back in some form or another.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get helicarriers back, but I think that we will be getting... See, this is the thing. We're speculating about a fucking world that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. I've done nothing but bitch and complain and be mad about Marvel.
This is my biggest problem.
How fucking much I don't care. And then it's like, I don't want to be a sucker, but they made a very good movie. Go and watch it. Does that mean Marvel's back, baby?
No.
Most definitely not.
Absolutely not.
If you see the movie and you think it appeals to you, go, but don't be so invested. But when it comes to this, I give it a fucking huge, huge thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a recommend on both sides of this table.
Yeah.
I fucking love this movie.
We can speculate until the cows come home. But at the end of the day, we don't need the next fucking Infinity War Endgame.
We need to dial it back.
We need to reward good movies. This one's a good one. And we've been burned for so long. If you don't care, don't go.
Yeah.
Stop watching them.
Yeah.
Now, did I totally cave and watch Brave New World the first day it came out? Yeah.
Yeah, we made that
and
mistake.
I regret it wholeheartedly. But it was my birthday and I wanted to do something.
Yeah. No, dude. Yeah. I was there with you, dude, where I was like, yeah, man, let's give it a look.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. How bad could it possibly be? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
A bit rambly, a bit all over the place, but it's got the movie's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
We're a little out of practice.
Yeah, we're going to be doing this more regularly, and maybe next time we're not going to talk about Marvel movies.
Yeah.
You know,
we'll definitely not
discuss some of the other things that we've seen. We want to see Sinners really bad.
That's a good one coming out. Accountant 2 looks good.
Accountant 2 looks awesome.
Yeah, that's one we talked about on the podcast. That'd be a good little sequel to go see.
Yeah, we did see The Working Man. Maybe we'll talk about that at some point.
I think now is not the time, but
we talked. We got a little too rambly.
Did we talk about
one.
Beekeeper? It's that movie.
We did talk about it's Beekeeper, but it's the other side of that coin.
Yeah,
and you're either there for it or you're not.
Yeah, well. I have to start a new rant here, Josh, or a new spiel, I should say. You can find us on all major podcasting apps, including Spotify.
We're back.
Apple. Audible, maybe. I don't know. Wherever you get podcasts, because I think there's only 2 main ones now.
Yeah, right.
But we have an RSS feed. You can find it below the description of this, wherever you're watching. We're on YouTube, where you can find the quote unquote video version of this. YouTube. We are Mighty Fish Productions on YouTube. We are on twitch.tv/MightyFishTV.
We haven't streamed in a while, but we're working on getting back into it. Everybody had to update things, and we're all moving everything.
We have
around,
new equipment, baby.
Yeah.
It's going to be back up and running any day now. I would say at Mighty Movie Pod on Twitter, but I don't have Twitter anymore. So
I was gonna say I don't. Yeah.
No, don't follow us there.
Yeah.
Delete your Twitter account.
Yeah. Get rid of X.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Stop it. Stop it.
This was well before any of this happened.
Yeah.
Twitter has sucked for a while.
We always kind of regretted having a Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter has been shit for a long time.
We never even tweeted.
Yeah, Spotify and fucking the YouTube and the Twitch. Those are places to go. I got to get that down better because it's changed and I was not ready.
You know? Well, this was kind of, we talked about doing it and then we were just like, put the mics down. Let's roll.
Let's fucking go. Thank you so much for listening. I had a great time.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. We know it's been a while. We're gonna try to get back on the horse, guys. We had a lot going on, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. We kind of needed a long break for a minute. Movies for a while weren't really bringing us any kind of joy, and it sucks. But we've still been watching movies and we have found things that we do like. It's just that there's a long backlog that we got to talk about, and we haven't talked about most of them. Ryan's got his
our original series on YouTube, Mighty Fish Productions on YouTube, Classic Catch Up. We have spent a lot of this hiatus watching 90s films.
Oh, yeah. I've been, Ryan told me he wanted to watch 90s movies, so I went on a quest to try to find as many of the movies that I loved as a youngster when he was but a fetus.
We may have an overarching classic catch-up, be it in podcast form or video form, of just the 90s, of the cinema of the 90s.
Yeah.
That's what we were kind of spending a lot of our time doing. And yeah, we needed to reconnect.
Yeah, we needed to remember why we
refresh.
started doing this and talking about like a lot of different movies and stuff like that. And it was starting to feel a little overbearing, I guess would be the word. But yeah, man, we're back at it. We're trying to get back on that horse, and hopefully you guys stick around. Yeah. Thanks for coming back again.
We were very excited to do this episode. Again, we're a little out of practice, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening. I have been Ryan.
I am still Josh.
And we will see you another time.
Later.
Goodbye.